Before it gets too serious in here, if the wrinkles bother you, I am so sorry. I did my best. Sorry, because now that we've brought attention to my hair, I can't. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny Taylor, and today is going to be a little bit more of a serious video. I want to start by saying I am no psychiatrist. This is just me opening a conversation that I feel like we need to have more regularly with the people around us. Also, a little bit of a trigger warning. This will involve things such as depression, anxiety, some self-harm, suicidal topics, derma-tillomania, trichotillomania. That's things that we're going to talk about today. It's a serious conversation, but it's one that I think we need to be having. If you know me personally, I hope this doesn't change your opinions of me. If you want to skip this video in fear that it might change what you think of me, especially if you're a client or a colleague, that's fine. I understand. I will see you in person, and for my next video, if you come back, it is your choice. But if it is anyway going to affect your thoughts on me in possibly a negative way and you're not okay with that, or if it is going to hurt you mentally because you don't handle these topics well, then please go ahead and click off. I'll see you next week. That is perfectly fine. I want to be real on my channel, and I want to be my genuine self, and these topics are massive parts of me. They're parts that affect me daily and parts that have molded me to be the person that you know. Now, I could sit here all day and talk about either part of the topic of the things that I'm going to talk about today. That would be one very long conversation. If you have questions, you can leave them below and I will answer them to the best of my ability in a future video if I see fit, but this is just a conversation I wanted to get started. I don't know how to have a serious conversation. I make a lot of jokes, and I think it's part of the way my brain works to kind of tell myself things aren't bad or like everything is okay, and to slightly calm my nerves. So I don't really get serious or talk openly about this topic often. One, because I know it makes people feel awkward. Not everyone wants to talk about this, and that's okay. But it's a conversation that I think also needs to be had more openly among pretty much anyone that suffers with any of these problems. The only way I know how to get into it is to just tell you what is, I guess, wrong with me and how it affects me and how I handle those things. Maybe this will have you thinking more openly towards other people. Maybe this will get you a little more comfortable with starting that conversation with them. So, in short, since I was about 11 or 12, I have suffered with a form of depression. Sometimes it seems to be more minor, sometimes it is pretty severe. Before I knew really what I was doing to myself, I do have memories of like digging my nails into my skin until it would peel off a layer or two of the skin, and then I'd pick at that, or pulling little hairs out of my arm up until probably I was 13, and then safety pins became a thing. I'm not going to go into details on that. And then eventually real razors. Nothing too severe. I never ended up hospitalized, thank God. By the grace of God is the only way I'm here, and that's the important thing. So when I was 16, one of my best friends lost his battle to depression, and it's so crazy how 8 years later it can still tear me to pieces. And I think it's because I saw a lot of myself in him, and I knew that could have been me if I had the guts that he had. I have a very strong memory of that night. It doesn't leave me. I try not to think about it often because it does make my emotions go real crazy. It stays in the back of your head, and no matter how much support you have from your family and your friends, the ache will be there because there's nothing you can do but wait for it to stop hurting every day when you wake up. Wait for your life to try to normalize a little bit. This friend of mine lived about 300 miles away from me at the time of his passing, so I couldn't go to him. I could not go to the hospital when they were contemplating whether to take him off of life support or not. I could not be there with his brother and sister that I was slightly friends with but not as close with. I couldn't go to the funeral. I had to go back to school the next day, which I'm kind of thankful for because I don't trust what would have happened to me if I would have been alone all day. I'm thankful that I still went to school that next day because yes, it was hard. I cried a lot throughout that week. I couldn't focus on class very much, but I was somewhere safe. There were adults There were other friends that knew me and could understand me. So that's a really long tangent just to say I have suffered actively with depression since I was probably 10 or 12, more severe towards the ages of like 16 to 19, when it was continuing to be a problem and not getting better with age. You know, they sometimes think it's how teenagers are handling things, what have you. When I was around 20, I believe, is when we started trying different medications. It throws off your emotions. I'll warn you, if you're considering talking to your doctor, please first do, because it has helped so much control what my brain is trying to tell me is wrong. It's controlled the mood fluctuations. It has definitely stopped the bad episodes from being as strong as they used to be, but know that it does also play with your emotions at first. So aside from depression, I also suffer with massive anxiety. My anxiety fluctuates. My medicine that I take for my depression also helps with anxiety, but I do also have others that I take when I feel very anxious and like my medicine's not controlling it that day, when I feel like a panic attack is coming on. Like I describe it as my heart is in my throat and my insides are trying to be outside, pulsing in your entire body as like pins and needles all over, like your fingertips are antsy. It's a weird experience. Something that is kind of linked towards anxiety is one of the symptoms I told you about earlier when I was speaking of my depression, is when I would dig my nails into my skin and then pull at it or pull the hairs out of my arm. You may have seen in previous videos, I have a lot of baby hairs. Like, it's gonna be harder for you to see because of the new curtain behind me, but I have a lot of hairs that are not nearly as long as the rest of my hairs, especially like around my face. You can see I get real thin right through here. Don't cry, it's okay. Also get really thin through here. I have a lot of breakage here right now, and I don't think my husband has seen, and I'm really sad that he's gonna see this later and be possibly disappointed in me. But this is a conversation we need to have, so that's why I'm doing this to myself. It's because there could be someone that needs your help. To be honest, this is the longest my hair has been in probably, I know, at least 3 years, because I noticed for a while my symptoms getting worse. If I just kept it short, you wouldn't notice as much. In a lot of videos, you probably see me fix my hair and touch it a lot. So I personally pronounce this Trichotillomania and derma-tillomania. Trichotillomania means that you pull hairs either from your hair or any other part of your body purposefully, though sometimes not really knowingly. Like, do I sit here and literally think, I'm gonna pull this one particular hair out and just keep pulling chunks out? No, I don't. Some people know that they're doing it and they can stop themselves. Half the time when I find out that I've been doing it, it's from my husband or a relative actively pulling my hand away or reminding me. Underneath the filled-in brows, plenty are missing. It sucks as a hairstylist to do that to yourself. Other people are looking at you for hair advice and to make their hair look fabulous. You don't want to think about the fact that underneath products and styling and all of that is the hair that you have kind of ripped to shreds. And it makes no sense. I know it makes no sense. I know it seems crazy, but it is a tick that I have and I can't make it stop on my own. And then the other is derma-tillomania. So derma-tillomania is similar to the hair pulling, but it is destroying or picking at your skin. Another reason I didn't fix my hair for this video is because sometimes this is what self-care looks like. I put on the face. I could not convince myself to fix my hair. This is slept in, I don't know how many days old curls. The last time I did my hair was Saturday afternoon. It is Monday afternoon. That's gross to some people, but it is all I could convince myself to do today. Upon editing last week's video, I noticed a lot of signs. In one part of the video, you may have seen this in one of my hands when I was doing something. This is a Tangle toy. I'll have one of these always in my purse, not necessarily this one. I have one that's like solid red plastic filling. I have one that's rainbow colored as well, but it has different textures on it because it keeps my hands busy. So this is something that helps me a lot, and like I said, it can be found pretty much anywhere I'm at. There's one in my purse, there's one here on my desk, there's one downstairs on my computer desk. Also, this is usually in my purse. I took it out for the sake of this video. Fidget cube, but this is just, no matter which way you turn it, you've got something to do and it keeps your hands occupied. I don't know how to wrap this up. I just want to be genuine with my channel that I have here. It's probably never going to be anything big, and that's completely fine. Like I said, I'm doing this for me and to come on here on my Mondays to record and talk, and on Saturdays I put it out for you guys. I know it's a weird conversation to be willing to just put out there on the internet and put your emotions out there for the world, but nowadays we We live in a pretty, to be honest, crappy world. And there are people that are hurting that you might sit beside at work or school, or they might style your hair. They could be suffering. If I work with you and you didn't know these things, now you do. If I'm quiet in the middle of the week, that's probably why I might be having one of my mopey moods. It's not you, it's literally me. If you are new to my channel, we're not always sad over here. I usually crack a lot of jokes and I like to have fun, and I'm silly and special, and I know that I am, and I embrace it every day because it makes me who I am. I hope it helped you. I hope it didn't scare you away, and that you'll be back next week when I post probably nothing related to this. So on that note, that is it for this video. I hope it at least opened your heart and mind a little bit. I hope to see you next Saturday in another one. Leave me any questions or comments you have below, and ideas for other videos. If you don't want to see the sadness, that's fine. Just tell me what you do want to see, and I will do my best to reconstruct it for you. I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye.